I now recognize MK Party to make a declaration.
Thank you, Chairperson. The honourable member who serves as the chairperson of the Select Committee may have forgotten to note the MK objection during the sitting of the committee. But let me make it crystal clear. The MK Party does not support.
I'm raising on a point of order, Chair.
There's a point of order. Can you please take your seat, Honourable Lekwasi? On which rule are you rising on?
I'm rising on Rule 61. Chairperson, the member is not telling the truth. MK was not part of the meeting. They did not even submit an apology. So she is misleading the House.
Chairperson, as I said, I'm making it crystal clear that the MK Party does not support.
Can you please allow me, Honourable? That's what you did in the committee meeting. Honourable Lekwase, first and foremost, you raised on the wrong rule, and you proceeded to address the House. So don't be moved. We got your point, and as such, please, Honourable Mokoena, don't come and misrepresent the committee here. Stick to your facts. If you were not in a committee meeting, you lost your opportunity to advance your party mandate. And if it cannot be that you come and raise and mislead the House here, therefore, you have an opportunity to do that now. Can I humbly request that you do just that? Thank you.
Chairperson, I'd like to make it humbly clear as possible that the MK Party does not support this appropriation bill. No amount of selective hearing or procedural dodging will change that. We can never and will never stand here pretending that this budget is for the people, when in reality, it's a lifeline for your corrupt politicians, failing ministers, and bloated departments that can never deliver a simple toilet without a scandal. You call it appropriation bill, we call it a misappropriation bonanza. And now, when we raise our voices to object, you simply want to move on. That's a stage rehearsal where objections are treated like background noise. The MK Party objects loudly and proudly because we were not sent here to clap for crumbs. We were sent here to hold the line for the poor, the hungry, and the forgotten. Mark my words, the so-called GNU, the Government of National Unity, it's a group of the notorious and the useless, and it's falling apart faster than the empty promises that have been made. Come election time, the people of South Africa will remind you once more why they rejected all of you in 2024. And they will do it again with even more clarity, fury,
Honourable
and power.
Mokoena, can you please take your seat? Honourable Chief Whip.
I rise on a point of order in terms of Rule 69, read in conjunction with Rule 61, 1A. The member calling the GNU useless. Can the chair rule on that? Is that parliamentary?
Honourable Chief Whip, that is the question for debate. And therefore, I will allow the honourable member to proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. Come election time, as I said, the people of South Africa will remind you why they rejected you in 2024. You can delay delivery, you can silence objections and stage fake unity, but you cannot survive the truth and you cannot escape the voters come 2026 and come 2029. Thank you.
I now call upon EFF to make a declaration.
No, thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, let me first start by saying, Deputy Chairperson of the House, I fully agree with you that we speak for our people that voted for us, and we cannot agree to an austerity budget. Chairperson, the EFF rejects the proposed appropriation tabled by the Minister of Finance. We made proposals on all departmental votes and expressed the voices, frustrations, and desperations of our people. In a country as such as ours, addressing the impact of poverty and inequality should be a main priority across all provinces. The government plans do not address this. Chairperson, we do not object to the department budgets. When we stand up here and reject these proposed budgets, we are not objecting to service delivery to our people. We are objecting to a senseless budget cuts. This bill is a mockery to our people as it is missing critical funding in basic education, health, roads, and water infrastructure. Even if some are trying to score political points with the budget, we can agree that let's amend the proposed appropriation bill to increase the health budget so that we can employ all the 9,000 doctors who are unemployed today. We said let's agree to increase funding for basic education so that there is no public school that has a vacancy of teachers and pit toilets by the end of this year. We even said that let's increase the SARS budget because SARS commissioner said if we give him additional 14 billion in this financial year, not over some imaginary medium-term period, we can collect over 700 billion. We did not turn this budget into a political football, but engaged in a principled manner, and for that we reject the 2025 appropriation bill again.
I'm now inviting DA to make a declaration.
Thank you, Chairperson. Honourable members, today, as we pass the budget, we have a set of proposals that reflect a good compromise position that can take South Africa forward. Importantly, we have avoided a 2% VAT increase and have seen the first moves against tainted ministers. Is it a perfect document? No. No budget ever can be, and this is the reality faced by every household in South Africa. Balancing the many needs and desires of our people with the limited resources that we have means that there will always be disappointments. This is a symptom of our lack of real economic growth, which has resulted in too many people being without work. If this budget is to succeed, it needs a strong focus on spending the little that we have on projects that ignite growth and create jobs for ordinary South Africans, while cutting the wastage and corrupt activities that have historically come to be associated with our government. This is our chance to rewrite that narrative. As members of Parliament, it is incumbent on us to give the departments the tools that they need, and then to ensure that they are using those tools to do what is intended. Our committees must now be seized with ensuring that the monies that we allocate are spent efficiently. This is why the spending reviews are so important, not simply as a theoretical exercise, but as a demonstration of our commitment to doing the right thing for the people who we serve. The NCOP's focus on provinces and municipalities is of primary importance. Where there are concurrent functions, where national departments spend funds in support of the other spheres and give funds to these spheres to be spent on improving the lives of our people, this must be monitored. As we monitor progress of the effective use of this appropriation over the next few months, let us keep in mind that it is our role to point out ways to improve the future annual performance plans, to remove legislative and regulatory impediments to the realization of the vision that we have for South Africa. This budget has been a test case for our government of national unity. It has been an exercise in learning how to dance together without treading on each other's toes. What we have today is the product of strong political and technical engagement and application. What we have today is a budget that deserves a chance to show South Africa what can be done. Let this budget be a catalyst that ignites the economy and delivers decent jobs. Let us ensure that it meets its ideals. The Democratic Alliance supports this appropriation. I thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, House Chair. May I invite the ANC, which is represented by Honorable Ngumalo.
Thank you very much, Chair, and my greetings to all the members. The African National Congress support the appropriation bill. It is critical money bill legislation which allocates funds to the national revenue and debt to cover the budget deficit. Through this bill, Chairperson, the government will implement the three priorities of the government of national unity to drive inclusive growth and job creation, to reduce poverty and tackle the high cost of living, and to build a capable, ethical and developmental state. These are critical to address the high level of unemployment, poverty, inequality in South Africa. The appropriation bill, Chairperson, will contribute contribute to the 1.6 trillion allocated for infrastructure development in the medium term. This fund will support provinces to build school, hospital, clinics, road, refurbish and develop water and sanitation infrastructure and other economic infrastructure. The ANC support the prioritization and infrastructure is one of the key hindrances to the quality of life in many communities. The appropriation bill, Chairperson, will also allocate adequate funds for the social protection program, which provides grants for over 18 million of South Africans. It further supports the social relief of distress grant, which is now at 370, with the other grant increasing above inflation. The appropriation bill is a redistributive bill which allocate over 61% for the social wage. As the African National Congress will ensure robust oversight and accountability of allocated fund, we call on all accounting officers to take decisive action against any mismanagement of fund, and that all findings of the AG should be responded to effectively. The quality of expenditure is fundamental to attain the objective of our electoral mandate. We believe that through the appropriation bill, our strength to perform our society will be advanced. The capability of the state is in a positive factor to get results, and we urge all organs of the state to ensure vacancies are filled to improve services, and that people who are fit for purpose are appointed and they are true implementers of our policies. As the ANC chairperson, we support the appropriation bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Honorable members, may I request our ushers, if there's any member who's outside, be requested to make her way or his way in the house as we're about to vote. And equally, those members who have joined in as special delegates in the virtual platform, may they be ready to cast their votes as well. They do have the right to cast their votes. And we now proceed to the voting on the question. Let me just quickly allow the bells. I can see that they are ringing the bells. We're fine now. Okay. Honorable delegates, we are now proceeding to the voting on the question, and the question is that the bill be agreed to. Those delegates who are voting in favor, may they do so by raising their hands. Are we done? Thank you, honourable members. The count is complete, and those on the virtual platform can lower their hands as well. You can lower yours as well, honourable members. I'm now inviting those members who are voting against this bill. Honourable members, thank you very much. The voting is complete. You can lower your hands. Honourable Nzimande, lower your hand. Labanchumo shem. Nyakanga nne. Delegates who are abstaining should also raise their hands. Okay. Members, thank you very much. We've closed voting. And as such, I've received the results from the front table, and the results are as follows. Those who voted in favor, they are 51. Those who voted against, they are 9. Abstainers, none. Accordingly, the bill is agreed to in terms of Section 75 of the Constitution. Honorable delegates, that concludes the business of the day. I wish to thank you all, permanent delegates, as well as our special delegates and SALGA representatives for availing yourself in this important plenary. And as such, may I take this opportunity and invite you all to the luncheon at the Old Assembly Chamber restaurant immediately after we adjourn the sitting. The House is adjourned until further notice.